again, and welcome to Roland's Reviews. I missed you guys last week. I had to go back to Allentown, Pennsylvania to visit some family, okay, for the holidays. And I just wanted you to know that I had an opportunity to go out of town again this weekend. I said, no, no, no. I have got to get back to the channel because there's very important information that I need to share. Welcome, everyone, as you fill up the chat room. Okay. Uh, Reese, Jermaine, Chef, my partner, Finest Wine. I hope everyone had a wonderful New Year's holiday. I was on my way back driving as I was leaving Allentown, and sleet or snow, I don't know which one it was, started coming down. So I sped up just a little bit faster, and it was coming down, I think, until I got to maybe Virginia. All right. But I made it back safely, and thank God I did. So, most of you are probably familiar with Minister Louis Farrakhan. We know that he is the leader of the Nation of Islam. Now, we've heard he's been called lots of things over the years. And I just wanted to share this with you because it is a trending topic. Now, he made these statements back in 2017. But now it's trending now because of everything that we've been talking about on the channel so far as people, particularly Black Americans, saying that they're not voting for Biden and that they're not, but they'll just sit this one out. So this is going to be a very, very interesting election. And so I wanted to share this with you. And like I always do, I always share links. I actually shared the link of the actual interview. It's in the description section. How you doing, Tina? Golden Nova. As everyone comes in, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, folks. The more you hit that like button, it triggers the logarithm, and YouTube shares it with more people. And if you're on the various forms of social media, share it on Facebook, share it with a friend or family member. Okay, how you doing, Eric? So let me know what you think about this particular topic. Now, again, over the years, we've heard a lot about Minister Louis Farrakhan, and so type in, your thoughts, your concerns, whatever you may. You know how we are on this channel. Everyone gets a voice and a say, and we don't browbeat anyone. We all may have different views. That's okay. How you doing, Ruby from Joyland? New subby. Oh, great. Everyone welcome Rudy from Joyland. We always welcome new subbies. So, folks, again, those of you who are just coming into the chat section, this is not a recent statement that Minister Louis Farrakhan made in the past week or two. It's trending now. He actually made this this is from a 2017 interview, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I shared the video below. So Trump, if you listen to everything that Minister Farrakhan says, how you doing, Lemuel? Peace and blessings to you. About Trump. Now, first of all, now you remember the very first cycle where 2016, election of 2016. How you doing, Anita? And, everyone thought Hillary was going to win. And you guys need to go back and look at the videos and look at the statements that Minister Louis Farrakhan made about, as he called her, Queen Hillary. Said everyone was, all you guys were so upset that Queen Hillary didn't win. And he made some very disparaging statements about her as well as the Democrats. And so this is not new information. Now, you'll never hear him come out and say, I'm a conservative. But if you listen to what he says, he doesn't have liberal views at all. So the video from 2017, those of you just coming in, is going viral now. And one thing he says, and he makes several statements, he says Trump is very transparent, and he calls Trump an aberration. Those of us that don't know what aberration means, that means you don't, fit the norm. You're different. All right. And so Reese Cup says, I thought, no, I don't vote anyway. Okay, Reese. Yeah, and there are a lot of people, Reese, that are saying they're not voting for Biden. They're not voting for a Republican, that they are sitting this one out. As a matter of fact, I was going to do my video on that initially, but this topic keeps trending about Louis Farrakhan. I said, I'll do this now, and maybe next Sunday I will do that video. So now they're pulling out all stops. If you haven't watched the last few videos, please go back and check those. So now they're making Black people feel, oh well, Rosa Parks and Dr. King. How you doing, Gina? And all these other people who marched for you to be able to vote. Now they're trying to make Black people feel guilty because, again, a lot of Black people are saying they're not voting Democratic and that they will sit this election out. Ruby says, Minister Farrakhan may not identify as a Republican, but the Nation of Islam is a very conservative organization. Very good point, Ruby from Joyland. A lot of people don't know that, and that's why I wanted to share this with you. He's never going to come out and say I'm a Republican, but look at what the statements that he makes. Those aren't liberal statements; they're conservative. And so tell me what you everyone in the chat section, tell me what you think about that. So if you look at some of the things, how you doing, Miss TR? Look at some of the statements that he makes. And from what I gathered from, watching the interview, Minister Farrakhan, and again, he's been accused of being a racist and all of these other things. But I listen to what people say as well, in reference to what we have been discussing. And he's saying that, a lot of people in Washington don't want Trump there. That's Democrat and Republican. When you have an aberration or something that's different, that scares people. It really does. That's human nature, folks. So he says that people want Trump to act. They wanted Trump when he was in office to act more presidential. Of course, he did not. And he said a lot of things that upset a lot of people. And basically, Minister Farrakhan is saying that people wanted Trump to act more dignified because, he'd come out and say things that most of us, you're in my demographic, we have never heard presidents say those types of things. Okay. They're always politically correct. They may feel something, but they don't say it. And so that's what he's referencing. And so, if you listen to Minister Farrakhan, he's saying that Trump called out the thieves and the robbers who were dressed up real nice in their real nice suits. And they were running because when the truth comes out, even with what's going on now, guys, you can tie this into what's going on now. I know all of you are familiar with the Cat Williams interview where he's exposing a lot of people. So there are a lot of people running for cover. And then the Epstein list, there's a lot of things being exposed. I only wish that I had more time to do more than one video per week, but my schedule just will not allow. So basically, Minister Farrakhan says with, Trump, basically what you see is what you get. Whereas other people, again, trying to be politically correct, trying to say the correct, proper things, because if they said what was truly on their heart, they would lose their nice, cushy positions, salaries, et cetera, et cetera. So Minister Farrakhan says that, since if you have someone who can't be bought and paid for, of course, they are going to say what they want to say. And there is no control. You can't control people like that, that can't be bought. And says that since, a lot of people, now you can tell me what you think in the comment section, but according to Minister Farrakhan, he says that people don't say, well, he's, they wanted to pat him on the back, but he wouldn't stay on script. And how you doing, Veronica? And so when you won't stay on script, all right, well, then you're a problem. And he said, now Farrakhan said this. Now you can tell me what you think in the comment section. Said that God is the one who placed Trump in office in 2016. And he even said, he's made a lot of statements. He even said Trump is a gangster. Look at what happened. If you go back, if you haven't seen my last few videos, you see more and more Black Americans, because of what's going on with the sanctuary cities. And again, if you haven't watched these videos, folks, you need to go back so that you can sort of, have a clue about what I'm now currently referencing and everything that they're doing for the illegal immigrants, you know, the $9,000 a month and the free medical care and all these other housing shelter, all these other things that Americans can't get. I'm like, wow, you know. So check those videos out if you haven't. Um, but Farrakhan, is he talking about God? And Trump says God, you know, is concerned with what happens here in America. And he says, you know, Trump's not perfect. He's a man. And you know, of course, we all expect our leaders to be perfect. That, folks, cannot happen because we're human. Anytime the human element is involved, um, okay, Reese has a good. Okay, Reese said, "Isn't Farrakhan bought and paid?" Okay, Reese, go ahead, continue, expound upon that. Okay, good. James, Happy New Year's to you as well. So, Reese, go ahead and continue with that so that we can discuss that. All right, because you know, you had people on the other side saying, "Well, you know, Farrakhan's living in this mansion and he's doing well financially." So tell me what you think about that. All right, so we're here discussing everything. Um, but Minister, one thing that we did discuss before, we said that if you notice, prior to Trump, you know, of course, becoming president 2016, you go back, and of course, in the age of the internet, receipts never go away. The movie star, he was in movies, all the hanging out with the rappers. He was in television shows. So it's like there was this love affair that Americans had with him until he ran for president. So tell me what you think about that. Why did people change? And of course, we know the media, they're going to shape the narrative according to who they want in office. That's the media. How you doing? RDMS. Okay. So, Reese, you're gonna expound upon that statement because I'm not quite sure what you were referencing, and I wanted us to discuss it as a whole. Okay. Um, so of course we know that we're lied to in the media. That's a daily occurrence. That's why I always encourage everyone to do your research. You know, don't listen to what you're told. You can be, you know, waylaid, bamboozled. They tell you, they give you a narrative. I give you an example. How many of you are doing prime time, Phil? How many of you are old enough to remember? And I share this with my students because one of the courses that I teach is honors food science. So we talk about advertising, food additives as well. So, how many of you are old enough to remember in the 90s what was a food trend? We do food trends in my class. Remember, they were pushing low fat, low fat, low. Anyone remember that? And low carb. If you remember that, type yes in the comment section. So the narrative that's created, and even with the USDA food pyramid, um, of course, they for years they had that. They finally changed it a few years ago. For breads, they had six. You need 6 to 11 servings of bread. You know, we don't need that many servings of bread, and our lifestyles have become more sedentary. So it was the narrative. Okay, Reese Cup remembers. So what they didn't tell you, and this is what I teach in my class. So I'm trying to make an analogy. So what they didn't tell you is, yes, we lowered the fat, but guess what? When they take one thing out, guess what they do? They add something else that you don't need. They filled it with sugar. So that's even worse. So it's you know, they're not going to tell you the right thing. They're not going to give you the right info. Derek says, as the leadership goes, so does the people. You have a godly leader, the people are blessed. Wicked leaders, the people suffer. Exactly. So those of you who are just coming into the chat section, tell me what you think. A lot of people are angry. If you want me to, I'll probably discuss this next week. A lot of people are angry, and now the Democrats are starting to try to scare Black Americans and shame that what they're doing is trying to shame them. You should be ashamed of yourself for saying you're not going to vote this election cycle. All the people that died and fought. You guys tell me what you think about that. So a lot of Black America, I mean, in the millions, they're going to sit this one out, and the Democrats are panicking. Ruby from Jordan says, Farrakhan is 90 years old. He's been banned from social media, put anti-Semite remarks out. He's financially set. What does he have to lose? Right? So when you're financially set, you're not, you don't have to adhere to rules. You're good. If you're someone like me, you're out here, you're still working, you have bills to pay. You can't say everything you want to say. And you guys that have been here for a while, you've heard me say it a lot. I plan on writing a book when I'm done teaching. And those of you who are new to the channel, I've been teaching in the public schools of North Carolina for the past 26 years. I teach high school. And, sometimes when I have guest speakers on here or when I'm just talking with you guys, I'm not able to say everything I want to say. Why? I'm still teaching in the public schools of North Carolina. I don't want any trouble. I don't want to be called into the superintendent's office. Why are you making these statements? But when I retire, I can then, I will be free to say what I want to say, which will be the truth. Thank you for bringing that up, Ruby from Joyland. And we all are beholden to someone. So that's just how that goes. So why? Someone answer. How you doing, John? Someone answer that question for me. Now, all of you guys that are here, I appreciate your support. That last video that we did is over 110,000. So the channel's growing uh, abundantly. And it's all due to you. It's all due to your support. When you come here, there's so many other things that you could be doing on a Sunday afternoon, but you're here at the Roland's Reviews YouTube channel, and it is much appreciated. I enjoy the uh, communication that we have with each other. And so, how you doing, TA? All right, TA's here. How you? Hadn't seen you in a while, sis. So you guys tell me what you think. And that's why I love discussing it with you guys. We may have a difference of opinion, but we don't call each other name. That's why I love this demographic. Remember, most of us are Generation Xers, and we don't wear our emotions on our sleeves. So tell me what you think about this topic. Why did everyone there was a love affair with Trump, and regardless of how you vote, until he became president, and then he became the biggest racist in the world? Why do you think that narrative changed? So you guys can tell me what you think. And again, I'm keeping up with what's going on politically in my lifetime. This is a very significant change. I cannot. How you doing, Anthony? I cannot wait for the next election cycle, because this will be something that's never happened in my lifetime. That's why I'm still talking about it. Anthony, you're going to have to quit teaching. Exactly. Then I will be at liberty to tell you the truth. Now I can say some things. I'm not at liberty to say anything. I do tell people who ask, if I had children, they would not be in public schools. I would scrape. I would work 2 or 3 jobs to try to send them to private school or home school, anything but public school. Let's be real. The public schools are failing. They've been failing for over 30, 40 years. So if you look at the business model, look at all the businesses that have gone bankrupt, but we're still sustaining the schools and they're failing. We know that. It's no secret. It's no surprise, right? And so don't worry about that. I will, like I said, I am going to write a book and share some of the experiences and some of the reasons that they're having a very difficult time obtaining teachers as well as retaining teachers in the public schools. So tell me, what do you guys think? What do you think about Minister Louis Farrakhan? And his thoughts, his conservative statements supporting Trump. Lynn, we discussed this a while ago. People will wake up across this land and come together. Okay, so John Joyner said, yeah, people are going to wake up. Right, TA, what do you think? Minister Louis Farrakhan, of course, he's been accused of being a racist and Semite and all these other things. But those of you just coming in, I shared the video. It's in the description box on these statements, and these statements are from a 2017 interview, but they're going viral now. I think because so many Black people are now saying they're going to vote for Trump or they're going to sit out the election. Yes, Gina. I'm on top of this. Is very significant. And so what do you guys think about that? Um, I'm just shocked that this video from 2017 and a lot of things that were said before in the past, since black people are changing their allegiance or saying they're going to sit out this election cycle, a lot of things are coming up now. Like I said, this wasn't an interview that Farrakhan made last week, so this was a few years ago, but it's going viral now, with in light of everything that's going on. um, Yes, TA. It seems that it started in 2023. It seems that they're going to continue to 2024. If I have time, I'll do a video on what's going on with, of course, Cat Williams exposing all these people and people like that again that start exposing people. People are like, well, they're crazy. Well, so a lot of the things that Cat Williams is saying, he was saying these things 10 years ago, and everyone thought he was crazy. So, um, again, I wish I had more time. Will just not allow. Ruby says branding someone as a racist is the oldest trick. Ruby, that's from the Democratic playbook. They've been doing that forever. And if people would just again read and do their homework, um, stop, as John Jonah says, stop wearing emotions on your shoulders. Look at policy. Don't look at people. Policy, not people. That's what we've been talking about. And how it's going to benefit you the most, you and your family. And that's what I've been preaching since I started this video series on what's going on in a lot of these um, democratic cities. Okay. So I don't care. Let's say Miss TR. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to vote or not, but it won't be true. Okay. And Miss TR, there are millions of people. So Miss TR, what do you think? Those of you just coming in, they're starting to try to scare. They're starting the same scare tactics, and they're trying, and they're shaming black people that are saying they're going to sit it out. They're not going to vote. What do you guys think about that? Reese Cup, I feel like people that have already woke up realize they don't have many options under the present format, and Trump isn't to answer. Okay, Reese Cup, good point. So again, but what do you guys think about? Okay, David, son of Yazura. Okay, love Uncle Donnie. Okay, what do you guys think about the black people who are black Americans who are now being shamed and called names because they're saying they're going to sit this election out? I need some feedback on that point. What about their rights? If they don't want to vote, but they're being shamed, and now these same old racist scare tactics are being thrown at them, and what do you guys feel about that? If they don't want to vote, what about their rights? Why are they being shamed? Because they don't want to vote. If they feel like Reese Cup, they don't like either option. TA Rollins, that's where I'm at. It's so hard to find decency, right, TA? But TA, that's your God-given American right. If you don't want to vote, you shouldn't be shamed. That's your decision. And that's where we are. And I may talk about that next week. That's your right. No one has, because what they're doing, the old scare tactic, the old racist scare tactics, going back. Well, you know what Rosa Parks did, you know what Dr. King, and all this. They're bringing all of this up because they're scared. Because black Americans aren't automatically going to the polls and vote Democrat no matter what. Those days are over. Okay, and people are like, nope, I'll sit it out. And now they're being shamed. Anyone else have anything to say about that? So that's what is trending. So you can tell me what you think about that. I'm with you guys. Hey, if you don't like either candidate, you consider millions of black Americans are saying they're going to sit it out. Reese Cup, what does it do if you sit it out, though? We've always tried to choose the lesser evil. It hasn't helped, but we also have to vote from our personal perspective, not our black right. The blackness, and I've been watching some videos on racial idolatry. You can't vote on blackness. You have to vote, as Reese Cup said, personal perspective, which is what we've been talking about. Your personal values and how it relates to you, again, with me, education is very important. As I get older, obviously, Social Security, uh, um, what is this? Okay, yeah, Social Security, Medicare. Those are some, issues that are going to become even more, important after I retire. Dorian, I feel like we should have formed our own political party and vote as a bloc. Okay, Dorian says more than two political parties, and I've been saying that because all we've had really are the two. Ruby from Jordan, vote blue no matter who is a bunch of nonsense. If I'm forced to vote for Joe Biden, I will sit it out too. Okay, so Ruby gets it. That's what a lot of black Americans are saying. So is it now they're getting the race hustlers out? You see, Vice President Kamala Harris, they sending her on a tour of the HBCUs. Haven't seen her in years since she was voted in, but now they have her on the circuit trying to bring everyone back to the plantation. People are like, no. Joe Biden was at, I forgot where it was. He was somewhere recently and people were booing him. Not that he knew where he was or who he was or where he was, but Gina, me and my husband will talk. I'm not sure. But at least, Gina, and that's good. At least you're going to have a conversation and try and come up with the best possible decision for you. And that's all you can do, folks. Um, Let me see. Derek Booker, yes, it's your right to vote. And when you choose to sit out, you've lost your right that people die for. Okay, Derek. John, voting with emotions has to stop. Yeah. Uh, Vote blue no matter who. Go and ask Chicago. Go and ask Baltimore. Go and ask who else? New York, Philadelphia. Go and ask a lot of these places. How's that working for them? So that vote blue no matter who. No, you better get out and do your research, or you're going to be in the same quandary that these other people are in. And it's sad, but that's just, voting has consequences. Race Cup says, Ruby from Jordan, I'm conservative in my life, but I don't agree with conservative political points. I don't or haven't voted blue because of black people. Okay. So again, Reese Cup gets it, folks. And John Joyner mentioned that in a couple of videos. You can't vote for someone because of their skin color. We talked about this on this channel. There are puppets that have been installed to control the people. And I don't listen to puppets. I like Muppets when I'm watching Kermit and Miss Piggy, but I don't like puppets that have been installed to try and tell me how to think and how to vote. Dorian, what sickens me is that a bunch of black politicians wants the government to pass a Rosa Parks Day as a federal holiday, just symbolism. So Dorian, I don't think you've heard. Dorian, go back and check the video from last week and the week before. They're pulling out all stops because a lot of black Americans have left the Democratic plantation. They are now, go back and look at my video. Now they're talking about reparations in New York. Folks, as soon as this election is up, no one's receiving any reparations. They're pulling all of this up, trying to get people back on the plantation, and it's not working. It's just another ploy, another ruse. They're not doing anything for you. All right. And so don't fall for that. It's all smoke and mirrors. That's all it is. And then before I came on at 4:00, the mayor of New York, we know what's going on with him if you watch my prior videos. Now he blocked 14 buses full of illegal immigrants. Any of you ever heard of the watch what you ask for, you might get it? Okay. So now Mayor Eric Adams has issued an executive order trying to restrict the number of buses. But once you open that Pandora's box, folks, it's over. The federal government's not going to help you. And so Dorian Carter, Malcolm X said that the liberal is more deceitful and hypocritical than the conservative. Dorian, go back and look at my video from last week. Just about all of Malcolm X's speeches are here on YouTube. He talks about the liberal and the conservative. And most black people, if you haven't, and I've read Malcolm, I tell you, I'm an avid reader. I have read Malcolm X's autobiography twice. I've watched all of his videos here on YouTube, and he talks worse about the liberal than he does the conservative. Miss TR, it's a carrot before the horse. It's just a false teeth, right, Miss TR? They're not giving these people anything. It's just lies and innuendo. Um, Let me see. Okay, reset, Andrew. You can always replay later. Ruby from Joyland. I agree with you. We have to look at each candidate and vote in our own best interest. John, blackface on a high plate. Right. They put someone there. Oh, they're black. They're going to be for me and what's best for me. Those people aren't thinking about you. Those people are thinking about their cushy jobs and that nice paycheck that they're getting. They could give a care about you, me, or anyone of any race. They're there for their own best interest. And again, go back and look at the prior videos. We talked about that. And the race hustlers, they're coming out full force. And you're going to see some more of Al Sharpton as well, the biggest race hustler in this country. RDMS, abstaining from voting is right as well. Don't shame others or yourself for withholding your vote. That's RDMS. And that's what they're trying to do to black people. Again, you're going to see even more of Al Sharpton, probably more of these black celebrities, puppets. LeBron James, they'll have him out, I'm sure. Another puppet, trying to tell us what to do. You go with what you want to do. You have to be an independent thinker. You can't listen to these people. You keep listening to the puppets, right? And I was watching another podcast. If you remember, and now LeBron James is again talking about defunding the police. Newsflash: you listen to that puppet if you want to. LeBron James doesn't use the police. He has millions and millions of dollars. He has a private security force. So listen to him telling you to defund the police, and then see how that's going to go for you. And God knows if you live in New York, who has some of the most draconian gun laws. Oh my God, how are you going to protect yourself? See, I live in the South, and most of us down here are packing. We're packing, folks. So at least you have a chance. If you don't have anything to protect yourself and someone comes up and tries to rob you, tries to carjack, what are you going to do? And you don't have anything. So do not listen to the puppets. I don't. Andrew, somebody do me a tiny favor. What you need, Andrew? We're here for you, brother. What can we do for you? Okay? Because we're getting ready to shut this live stream down because I know everyone's trying to get to their Dallas Cowboy football game. Of course, we're going to squash those Commanders. Andrew, what do you need, dear? Okay, we're waiting for Andrew because Andrew had a question. Okay, Anthony, I love that so many black people are switching parties. It makes me hopeful for our future. Yeah, Anthony, this vote blue no matter who, that's over. People are like, no, 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 no. They're looking at all their options, and they should. Look at every option that's available to you. And again, if you don't like any of your options and you want to sit at home, sit it out, that's your right. Reese, mayhem will unfold without order, so y'all better be packed. Right, Reese, but Reese, depending on where you live, you're not allowed to have guns. That's why I'm going to stay in the South. Miss TR, here in New York, New Jersey, we have no gun. Right. So you're listening to puppet. Any of you who listen to puppets like LeBron talking about defund the police? Oh, no, no, no. How are you going to protect yourself? The criminals have the guns, but you don't. Andrew, just ask Colonel Littles in latest vid where his interviews of vets and senior citizens. Okay. All right, Andrew. Good point. Very good point. So I'm going to let you guys go because I don't like to take up too much of your time. If you're like me, you're getting ready for work tomorrow. But I just wanted to have this conversation with you. Anthony, if only we could change your feel. Anthony said, if only we could change your feelings about the Cowboy. Anthony, I'm born and bred a Cowboy. I can't. Sorry, Anthony. We can agree on everything else, but hey, I can only be a Cowboy fan. I'm so sorry. Andrew, yes. Yes, Andrew, he is a bozo. I don't listen to anything he says. I do not. Um, Again, he's a puppet like so many others that are placed in front of us to tell us how to think and how to act and what to do. I'm an independent thinker, so no, thank you. I've enjoyed you all, and I hope that you will come here next Sunday. And if you like and enjoy this content, share this with your family, your friends. Share this on your various forms of social media. I enjoyed you all, and I hope to see you all here. Blessings to you as well, Miss TR, to all of you. Hope to see all of you here next week here on the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. Thank you, Miss Fatu Harris. North Dakota, yes, North Dakota's in the house. Go back and catch the part that you missed, please, Miss Harris. You have a great week too. All of you have a great week. And next Sunday here at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be at it again. You know, as news happens, I'm on it. Um, One more note, Andrew. None of the 8+1 rhinos that voted to keep Maris on right, Andrew. Yeah, rhinos. Yeah, we know what they are. So we need to clean house. We do. All right. See you all here next Sunday, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.